So recently I actually got a shout out from Mr. Xavvo himself, so in return I guess I'm going to say for you guys to go and watch his latest video, which is this one you're seeing right on screen here. It's actually a really good video and he just talks about basically the same thing I'm going to be talking about in this video, so after you've done watching this you can go and hear his thoughts on that down below. I'm going to try and link that video as a link in the description. If I forget, just bully me in the comments or something like that. But anyway, welcome back to another video, guys. And today we're going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2. And no, I don't mean the OG Modern Warfare 2 where stuff like this happened.
What else you want me to
Oh, riot shield! I'm a pussy that use riot shield!
Good times, good times. But anyway, I meant this year's Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 2022, as I'm going to call it throughout the rest of this video, or just Modern Warfare 2022, just because there is already a Modern Warfare 2 that exists, and it's kind of confusing. Like, they've sort of tried to rectify this by putting Roman numeral 2, and saying Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 just doesn't have the same ring to it, so people are going to still have Modern Warfare 2, and that is actually one of the concerns I'm going to bring up in this video, just the name alone. Like, if you went into game and you were like, oh, can I have Modern Warfare 2 please, and they gave you, you know, the 2009 one, you'd be very upset, unless you actually wanted Modern Warfare 2 from 2009, then you know, I actually approve of that. You know, it's a pretty damn good game. But so in this video, I just want to quickly talk about some concerns I have for this leak. And obviously none of this is 100% official, so take it with a grain of salt. But I do think that it only makes sense considering how well Modern Warfare 2019 sold. Like, it only makes sense that they've given Modern Warfare 2. So quickly before we begin, I just want to talk about why this game is probably going to end up being good. And that is just genuinely to do with the development cycle of the game. The game we know has been in development since at least 2019, probably even before, like the Escape from Tarkov-esque mode that's going to be coming with the game, and that's been in development since 2018, so it's very, very likely that some other aspects of the game have been in development for a similar amount of time, so that's basically why I'm not as concerned, I guess, but these are the reasons I probably should be concerned, and I have, like 6 points here that I wanted just to talk about, and that goes from, like, the naming, as I just mentioned, and learning from Modern Warfare 2019's mistake, which is what we are going to begin with. So, Modern Warfare 2019 is a very controversial game within the community. Like, a lot of people love it, a lot of people will hate it. It's basically the Marmite of Call of Duty. Some of the mistakes that the game made, like, personally, I really do like the game. However, I do think there is a lot wrong with it, and these are some of the things that I don't really like. Dead Silence is probably the biggest one. Obviously, this was fixed in Vanguard. However, it's not fixed in Modern Warfare 2019. So basically, if you don't know, Dead Silence was not a perk in Modern Warfare 2019, and it was instead a field upgrade. Now, this was really, like, just a bad decision overall. I have no idea why this was created, but Dead Silence as a field upgrade basically made it so you could only have your footsteps silenced for probably about, 30-45 seconds. It's just not great that, but just because of how loud the footsteps were, it just encouraged people to sit in corners with a shotgun and wait for you to come by, which is why Modern Warfare 2019 had such a really bad camping issue. And that, if you even go back to play this game now, as fun as it is, there is still a hell of a lot of campers, and we're going to move on to the second issue, and that is doors. Now, I'm going to talk about this more in the second point, but doors were just annoying in Modern Warfare 2019, just because people would hide behind them, and then the second you ran in, they just gun you down, and it was just really fucking annoying, to be honest with you. And the last thing I want to quickly talk about here is the fast time to kill. Now, the time to kill in Modern Warfare was incredibly fast, like, honestly, you'd just walk through this door and get melted by some camper. It was just absolutely insane. So to fix this, what I think they should do is implement Vanguard's time to kill into the multiplayer. Now, it's not too fast, Vanguard's multiplayer, but it's certainly not too slow. Like, personally, I prefer slower times to kill. Holy shit, my laptop's taking off. But yeah, personally, I prefer a slower time to kill, and that's why I really enjoy Cold War's multiplayer gameplay. However, Vanguard I think is a, like a nice middle ground between the two. So I think if they introduced Vanguard's time to kill into Modern Warfare 2022, I think that'll just be a lot better for everyone overall because, well, it's actually
playable.
Like, sometimes you'd just be getting these kills and you're like, what the fuck, how did I kill this guy? Like, he starts shooting at you, but you've just melted him at this point. It just doesn't really fucking matter how good you are at the game with a fast time to kill. It doesn't really matter how good you are, it's just who can melt the fastest, and that's why I like Cold War, because it's all about gun skill. But, yeah, we're gonna move on now to what I think they can do to, like, kind of improve on this, and that is features from Vanguard that they could definitely implement into Modern Warfare 2022. And I think Destructible Cover and the upgraded Gunsmith are like two features in Vanguard that I would definitely like to see come over. And if we go back to the older ways where, Destructible Cover just didn't exist, people are going to get confused, and it's like a downgrade in that regard. Like, I've not really seen anyone complain about Destructible Cover, to be honest with you, and the upgraded Gunsmith is literally just fun on a bun at this point. Like, I just like having the ability to put on like 10 attachments on my weapon. I think that's just such a cool idea. I don't know why it wasn't done originally, but hey ho, it is now in Vanguard, and I'd like to see it continue into Modern Warfare 2022. Now, I want to just address doors real quick that I addressed in the last point, but I have a proposal to Infinity Ward to fix doors. Now, in Vanguard, people don't complain about doors as much, and do you know why that is, Infinity Ward? Because you can destroy them. Like, the doors in Modern Warfare 2019 were completely indestructible. You could literally just walk through them. That was the only way to get through. However, in Vanguard, if you shoot it with like a Panzerfaust, throw a grenade at it, it will blow up. And I think that is a really cool feature that they should have in Modern Warfare 2022. Because, it just kind of like, people who camp behind doors, you can just shoot them through it. And then once you've, like made holes in the door, it's pretty much useless because you can see right through it. And yeah, it's just like, say for example, someone's camping behind a door, you shoot maybe a stinger at it or something like that, not a stinger, an RPG at it, it would just blow the door off the hinges. I think that would be so cool to see in multiplayer, and it could be a really good fix. However, if they just decide to go back to the Modern Warfare 2019 version of doors, people are going to get fucking pissed off, and that's not good for the Call of Duty franchise. But anyway, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about further Warzone integration issues. Now, if you don't remember when Vanguard came out, we had to wait a month for Warzone integration, and then when it came out, it broke Modern Warfare 2019, it paused progression in Black Ops Cold War, and Vanguard was just fucked anyway, so it didn't really make a difference. And then also on console, it just destroyed the game and made it impossible to play. But if we get another year of that, I will be incredibly disappointed. Like, people who want to play Warzone or go back and play the older Call of Duties, if Modern Warfare 2022 comes out and just completely destroys Warzone, Vanguard, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019 again, it's just going to be absolute disaster for Activision. However, a part of me just thinks that since, this whole thing has come about and Activision still haven't fixed Modern Warfare 2019 yet, maybe it's something to do with the fact that the next game is coming out, and how they used to do it is they just used to stop supporting old Call of Duty games, and they used to just get hacked to shit. Like, if you went back in like 2010 and played COD 4 or World at War, it was just filled with hackers. So I'm pretty sure it's like a similar idea to that, to be honest with you. But hey ho, that is literally just me and my tinfoil hat speaking right there. And just to like conclude out this little section, we don't want any more Warzone integration issues, Activision. Please, when Modern Warfare 2022 comes out, just have it so that when it comes out, it actually functions with Warzone. Don't make it so the game just breaks and is unplayable. Like, none of us want to see that at all. So, the next thing I want to talk about is Spec Ops /DMZ. So, if you remember in Modern Warfare 2019, Spec Ops came out, and it was disappointing to say the least. It was broken, it was buggy, it was lackluster, it was boring, all that stuff. That survival was locked behind a year exclusivity with PlayStation, and that was just unacceptable. I can't have any of this more shit, Activision. Like, please just give us all the same modes so we can actually play together. Granted, survival is on Xbox now. It should have been there in the first place, Activision. Why wasn't it? That is my question for you guys. Why on earth wasn't it there at launch? Why do we have to wait a whole year, you know, well into Cold War's lifespan, to get it on Xbox? We should all get the same stuff at the same time. This was like, you know, it feels like I'm going back to 2015 here to complain about how the fact that PlayStation get all the map packs first. I don't give a fuck about exclusivity. I genuinely don't. I'm not some salty Xbox player or whatever the fuck people want to call me in the comments. It's genuinely an issue of, we all get the same game, we should get the same experience. Like, give PlayStation fans like some cool cosmetics or something for their exclusivity, or like, you know, I'm fine with them getting the alphas and stuff. I'm completely fine with that. Like, I don't see an issue there. So why can't we just stick at that? Why do we have to have a year's mode, you know, like restricted like it was in Modern Warfare 2019? Granted, with PlayStation this year, they literally didn't get anything exclusives, I don't think, apart from like a few little things. There was no like big mode that was just literally restricted to PlayStation. Like, even when Black Ops Cold War came out, there was a zombies mode that you can play on multiplayer maps that was restricted to PlayStation. However, you know, that has just like completely gone away, which is a really good thing. Now, I want to talk about DMZ. So if you don't remember in the intro, I talked about a game mode that's basically the same as Escape from Tarkov. And if you haven't played Escape from Tarkov, it's kind of like you spawn, you collect weapons, you like fight for survival, kind of like a battle royale. However, you have the opportunity to collect exfil like in zombies, and when you come back, you'll have the same weapons and like all the same equipment and stuff. But if you die, you lose it all, kind of like in Minecraft. So the leaks are suggesting that the next Call of Duty game, Modern Warfare 2022, instead of Spec Ops, is going to have an Escape from Tarkov mode called DMZ, which I have no idea what that stands for. I'm assuming it's going to be Demilitarized Zone, but hey ho, we're going to have to wait and see. But this has me worried, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not sure if Call of Duty fans will like that game type, you know, like that way, the slow-paced action. However, a lot of people may really like it. I'm not even too sure, and that's what is concerning me. I'm not too sure about whether this mode will flop or like completely just take off and give like a whole new light to Call of Duty. And I'm not too worried about like the bugginess of this mode, unlike Spec Ops and Modern Warfare 2019. We don't even know too much about this game mode's development. However, we do know that work was started in 2018. So that's pretty damn good if you ask me. We're probably going to get a pretty complete experience, and it's just like, if they do this right, it could be an amazing game mode that could become a staple of the Call of Duty franchise going forward. If they do it wrong, it'll just be completely forgotten and overshadowed by a brilliant multiplayer. That's what we're hoping for here, guys. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more optimistic. Now, we're going to talk about the naming now. The naming, Modern Warfare 2, makes you think of, you know, this Modern Warfare 2. Like, not whatever this game's coming out to be. I don't get the naming. Hopefully there is like a subtitle, like they call it Modern Warfare, Cartel Warfare or something. That is a very terrible title. Like, don't pick that. But that's like going off some of the leaks as well. They're saying it's going to be like a drug kind of game, where you just take heroin all the time and get really fucking high, bro. No, that's not the game at all. I remember actually hearing when Call of Duty Vanguard was first leaked, they were calling it Call of Duty World War II Vanguard, and no one thought that was a good fucking title at all. So eventually Activision just came out with Call of Duty Vanguard, and I think that's what they should do with this game. They should call it like Modern Warfare, you know, Cartel fucking drugs or something. I don't even know. Like, just give it a subtitle that's like a creative name, because people are going to not go into game, for example, as I gave in the intro to this video, like, they're going to send in, like, the grandma to game to get them, like, the new Call of Duty, and they're like, oh, Nana, can you get me Modern Warfare 2 for Christmas? And they're like, okay, they go into the shop, and they go, okay, can I have Modern Warfare 2, please? The guy behind the counter, he gets really confused and gives them the wrong one. They give them this one, not the most recent one, and that's going to lead to a lot of disappointed kids on Christmas Day. That is like the issue here. Just because it's titled very similarly, people are going to get confused between the two games, especially older relatives who are trying to buy this for people or just going in the shop or whatever. like, people are gonna get fucking confused by the two games, and they're not gonna know which game's which at this point, which is why, I mean, I pre-order my games usually anyway, and just buy it myself, because I live near a game, and I just walk there, get me game, and then come home and play it, you know, get it installed and stuff. But, like, at Christmas, like, my relatives will buy me games, and that's gonna be confusing if there's two Modern Warfares. So yeah, you can see why that's gonna be really confusing, especially for older people who are, you know, don't have any understanding of games at all. They don't understand that the Xbox Series X or the PS5 is the newest console, and they'll think, oh, Xbox 360, he's got an Xbox, let's get him that one, and it's the complete wrong game. And also, I'm going to just quickly mention, searching for Modern Warfare 2 on YouTube is going to be a nightmare. I don't care what people say. If you want to find, like, OG Modern Warfare 2 clips or something, good fucking luck. Oh my god, it's going to be so funny. But, yeah, we're going to move on to the final point now, and that is, this is COD's last chance at redemption after lackluster Cold War and buggy Vanguard. Like, when Vanguard? What the fuck is a Vanguard? Jesus Christ. When Vanguard came out, it was buggy as fuck, and it still is. When Cold War came out, it was just completely lackluster. And it's, you know, we don't want a repeat of that. We need this to be a fucking brilliant game. Hopefully with that third mode, multiplayer, Warzone integration and stuff like that. Hopefully this is going to be a brilliant game. That is what I'm hoping for. However, we have to, you know, remain cautiously optimistic about this game, because it is a Call of Duty game at the end of the day. Activision could find a way to fuck it up. However, I'm going to maintain my hype for this game and when they announce it, because obviously it's Modern Warfare. I love Modern Warfare. But it's also, you know, it's had nearly 4 years in development. I'm hoping that's going to translate into a much better game, and, you know, that's what we're all hoping for at the end of the day. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I know we ended on a bit of a grim, you know, prospect there, that this is Call of Duty's last chance, and if this, you know, this is fucked up, Treyarch are the only people that can, like, really bring it back. And I think a Black Ops game, if they remastered, like, Black Ops 1, 2, and World at War, like, if they remastered those 3 games, everyone would get hyped, but it wouldn't be, like, you know, massive for the Call of Duty franchise. We need a brand new Black Ops experience, like the one I talked about in my last video. We need something like that to, you know, boost the game up a bit. And if Treyarch come out with another flop like Black Ops Cold War, we are fucked. Like, there's no other way of saying it. But I think if Modern Warfare 2022 does flop, there is, like, a slight hope for Treyarch. Like, I wouldn't say it's, like, a massive hope, because Infinity Ward have come back now. Like, I think originally Infinity Ward were the favourite developer with, like, COD 4. Then with Black Ops, Treyarch became many people's favourite developer. And then now it's going back to Infinity Ward, which is, I think, is pretty funny. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video here. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video, or alternatively, you can join the Discord server as a link down below. But anyway, this has been QuinntonTV, and I'll see you all in the next one.